Howdy, how's it going? Welcome back, or howdy if you're new. Today, we're finally taking a look at some new Steam Deck mods. I've been promising you all for a while now that we'll be back at it with the Steam Deck mods, and today we're just getting started. This is part one. We're going to go through a bunch of mods. I had a little bit of a blizzard come through and completely disrupt my plans for a whole deep dive on this thing, so definitely get subscribed and we're going to show you a ton of stuff. Also, if you're here for the OG Ally mods, the Ally X mods, any of the other handhelds I've modded, definitely stick around. We got a ton more coming as well. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. This is the new mod case for the Steam Deck. This will work on the LCD and the OLED model. It's very easy to install, and it's going to give you up to 15% lower thermals, and it also just looks cool. And it adds a few extra little features that I'll show you along the way. So if you've got a Steam Deck and you want to pick up one of these below, there's going to be links and also a coupon code. Huge shout out to HandheldDIY for sending this over for review. But as always, you guys know, I'm going to be completely honest with you. So if there's any caveats, you'll be the first one to hear about them. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox this. Very well protected. Everything will arrive in the exact shape that it should be. Well protected here. This is one of the cool little party tricks right here. This is a kickstand. It is an all aluminum kickstand with a little rubber pad right here, and you can actually hook a battery bank up to this using the included little watch straps, an Apple Watch strap. You can hook a battery bank right here, plug it right into your Steam Deck, and that is a really cool party trick right there. Got some really nice, well-made back paddle buttons, this smoked transparent design, and then of course the cooling plate. This is actually going to help dissipate some of the heat using these thermal pads, and as the air travels through, it's going to cool off this plate and therefore taking a little bit of that heat out, and it should lower temps up to 15%. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out and get it installed. You guys are going to love this. This thing is really a unit. All right, so installing these thermal pads will come next. We'll just slide this out of the way. Now they give you the tools. So a lot of companies, if you buy any of the aftermarket backplates, they may not even give you the tools. They're actually giving you everything that you need. So if you ever want to go in and do more mods later, you got tools. So you're going to remove all these screws off the backplate first. All right, so once you get all your screws out, some of these might be a little stubborn, and you can usually dump it out. They'll usually try to come out on their own. Just remember your short ones, and then you've got your long ones. Some of these, if they need a little help, you can use like stronger magnet. Sometimes these things just like to stick in there, but don't worry. There we go. All right, so what you want to do once you get all the screws out is you can start on one of these corners right here. You could try to just break loose some of these clips. Some of them get a little stubborn. You can take a little pry tool, run it around the edge, just like that. There we go. Once you hear it click all the way around, should be pretty easy to get off. Also make sure that there's no SD card in there. I've seen people break those off before, and that's not a good time. There you go. All right, so once you get your backplate off, this is the inside of the Steam Deck, and you can see this is an aftermarket backplate here already, but there's no extra cooling properties. There's not a big old plate that actually allows you to run thermal pads. There's no kickstand. It's just plain Jane backplate, and that's just a mesh little vent to trap some dust. Definitely not going to do you any good with cooling. So how you're going to set up these thermal pads, you've got one that goes up here, and then you got two that go right here, and they actually give you extra thermal pads in here, which is always nice. And the first one is going to be this big pad right here. Go ahead and peel one of these off and plop it on up top up here. All right, so that's where the top thermal pad is going to go, and then you've got the medium-sized one. It's going to go in between these two holes right here. And then you're going to take the smaller one and put down here. All right, and that's pretty much it. There's really not anything special about this installation. Making sure that your thermal pad is pushed down, make sure it's good and stuck on there. All right, so once you got your pads on, then you're gonna basically put it back together in the reverse order. You can see this pad up here is gonna interface with the top of this heat pipe right here. And you probably could remove this little layer to maybe get a little bit better cooling, but I'm gonna leave this on for now just because that's the way it came. But maybe at a later date, I'll test on versus off. And then these two pads over here are gonna help cool this section right here. All right, so you're gonna start over here and just start clicking all these sides in. Some of these take a little working in. If you have any trouble, just look and make sure that all of these are sitting flush. It took a second to play around with it to get it to fit in there just right. Let's go ahead and put it all together. All right, now that it's on, it looks absolutely killer. I actually like that panda tuxedo penguin vibe where it's half transparent, half white, because the front of this already has a lot of black accents on it. I mean, it just really looks sick. Nobody else is gonna have one like this. You could if you want one. Definitely use the links in the coupon code below. But look, man, these buttons, these are pretty fire. They're very thawky, they're very good, they're not loud. These were a lot more clicky and a little bit more loud. These feel a lot more, way more of a satisfying sound. And then this kickstand is actually really nice. I set that down, really stable. I can shake my table. Well, if you flick it too hard, yeah, but you can also, I mean, come on, that's not going nowhere right there. I'm scooting this thing. And it's not flimsy. It'll hold the whole weight. It is metal. Not gonna break off or snap off. All right, and the cool thing about the handheld DIY little kickstands, if you don't want it, you can remove it and it will be flush on the other side. Let's go ahead and prove it just so you can see, because I know a lot of you guys are running cases and skins and you want to be able to run stock. Well, there you go. Look at that. Flush, nothing sticking out. Yeah, you've got a little plate right here that you can see where something was, but cover it up with a sticker, no one will know. And then this will save you a little bit of weight. So if you're trying to go with like that slim, sleek look, clear back plate that's gonna lower your temps, boom. All right, and so the cool party trick that I told you guys about, you can take the watch band and have it hold on a battery bank. You can take this side right here, start it at the bottom, press that in, feed this up, close that down. Now you can take your battery bank. There you go. Now you've got a portable battery bank solution. You can run a little cable from here to there, and it'll keep you charged for hours and hours and hours and hours. This one right here, I'll leave link below if you want to pick one of these up. There's a ton of different battery banks. This is the largest one I have. It'll fit them all. Adds a little bit of weight with the battery pack, but you know, of course it does. It's a battery pack. Not free real estate. It's just free real estate for extra battery power. Then you can pull it off like that. There you go. Look at that. So now you've got really nice, smooth back plate. Edges feel perfect. Fitment after it clicks in there is really good. Putting it back together definitely took a little bit of finesse. Take your time. Make sure you fit in the bottom. Make sure you fit in the top. Look at those gaps. Those gaps are perfect. Absolutely perfect. Feels good. So handheld DIY knocked it out of the park. So right there, I'm super happy with it. By the way, huge shout out to the Reddit user below who hooked me up with a deal on this. I was looking for a used Steam Deck to get back into modding with. and I asked some people on Reddit, and one of you guys were very happy to help me out here, and I really appreciate the deal. All right, guys. Well, look, until the next one, stay tuned. We have a ton more mods coming. This is just getting started. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for all your loyal love and support. Huge shout out to the channel OG members. Thank you guys so much. We're almost there. We're gonna hit 10K really soon. All right, guys. Well, until the next one, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, or good night.